Welcome, everybody. Hey, how you doing, Lily? Good to see you back. We like
Hi,
having you come
John.
back to back to back to back.
Yeah, I did it. I made it, you guys. Hey, everybody.
So it's 4 o'clock. It's Thursday. We're here every day at Thursday, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. When you hear that bell go off, we're here to talk to you. Let me jump up here and get my, not that, this. Yeah. Let's start it over for you. Yep, I can see you've got it. This is new. This is all penny stock news from the OTC market. Most of it is actually news headlines. There's a couple pieces in there that actually come from filings. They didn't put out a news press, but I thought it was important, like a reverse split or something. Threw that in there. There's only a few minutes here. We're only going to go through it once, and then we're going to jump into some hot OTC and penny stocks. Where have I heard that before? So how's your week been going this week?
Pretty good, John. I've had a lot going personally, so I've been shaking and moving a whole lot.
Yeah, the market has had some turbulence yesterday.
Oh, yeah, well, the market didn't like what Powell had said and like the 0.25 rate hike. I was kind of expecting it. I would not have been surprised if we got a 0.50. Like, I was really expecting that.
I was expecting 50.75, honestly, but it's like
if they'd have done that, oh my gosh, it would have been terrible. What we saw was nothing what we would have saw.
You saw the major markets. Every chart I went to looked exactly the same. A nice, beautiful day, and you can tell when Powell started talking.
Yeah.
Bam! The hammer came down about $13 on the S&P.
Yeah, did not like it.
And then right after market, she started coming right back up.
Yeah, it's back on a smooth uptrend right now, so I look forward to try to push that zone. But there's a lot of uncertainty, so I think we're going to have a channel that we're in.
I didn't notice any fluctuation in the OTC market because of it.
OTC don't care.
It doesn't. But, you know, it's like I say, the major exchange is an ocean. And when it's having all these choppy waves, you think that affects the lake? Inshore? Nope. No. Two separate bodies of water. They may be water, but they're separate. So there's our address, folks. Just put in pennyboy.is/wizard. That's my personal invite to you. That'll get you into our Discord group. There's a lot of rooms in there. That's what it is. It's a mall with a lot of rooms. We're talking about everything in there, from OTC and penny stocks to options to major exchange.
Oh, yeah.
Everything, crypto, tokens, whatever you're into, we got a group over there. But sad to say, and I'm a little upset about this, we don't have a lot of OTC conversation going on over there. Where are you all at? I go over to the Stock Free Talk where it's NASDAQ, small caps, blue chips, man, chat. But I go over to us, hello. But, you know, that's the way the OTC is right now. The volume is low. There's not a lot of trades. It's getting lower. Every day we're going just a little bit lower, and I'm not liking this at all. All right, let's get out of our scroll. I'm just going to close that so we don't jump back into it. Now, I see we've already got some stocks coming in here early. We had 3 of them lined up before I even got in my chair. That's okay. We love it. We love it. Gives me a wee bit of a heads up here. Red Hot Dollars, good to see you. T-Rick, man, you're like a shadow. Everywhere I go, I see you, and I love it. I just do.
You got fans.
Yes, I like that name, Snookeroo. It's just fun to say. Let's see who else is up there. And, of course, Velmore. She was first in the queue. I love it. All right. I want to talk to you personally. These aren't stocks anyone else wanted me to talk about, and I'm not going to be on them long. We've talked about these in different shows, but I want to highlight them right now. GTII, folks. GTII, Global Tech Industries. They got a lot of stuff going on right now. This company has got a lot of subsidiaries, a lot of business, but that's not what I'm focused on. It's not even the revenues I'm talking about. They have been targeted by shorters for a long time, and that's part of the business. Shorting is legal. Naked shorting is not. They believed that there was naked shorting done on their company, and they got bloody serious about it. They went out and hired a legal crew, went out searching to find out who the culprits were, and they found them. And what they did is they opened up a lawsuit, and they are suing Canaccord Genuity LLC, Credit Suisse Securities, Instanet, Lime Trading, and GTS Securities. Folks, these are Are you familiar with some of these names, Lily?
They got serious. No, actually, I'm not. I'm surprised I don't see Credit Sussy in there.
Well, it is. It's right there.
Oh, there you go. See?
And this one here is the one I'm quite familiar with. They cover a lot of OTC companies. They do analysis, hedge funds. Well, these are huge. So what I'm excited about here, folks, is one, naked shorting has been illegal since 2008. This is 2023, and it's been being done all of that time. If you were growing marijuana, you'd be in jail already. Nobody's in jail for this stuff, and it is hurting. Naked shorting is shorting the market for shares that don't exist. You get to actually put in an order and sell something that doesn't exist, and you get paid for it, and you don't have to return something that doesn't exist, do you?
Yep.
So it brings down the stock, hurts me and you, hurts the company, and they're cheating. They're getting money that they darn well don't deserve.
And nobody holds their feet to the fire, John. Nobody. And that's upsetting because if it was me or you with anything else, the day trader rules or whatever, we're in trouble.
And that's why I like this. It is setting precedent. It is going to be big. Now, the other side of the coin, the lawsuit is all about money, folks. Now, we have seen OTC companies suing other people like Pall Mall and a couple of other companies for patent infringements. And they were looking at $700 million for these little tiny patent infringencies. Well, the stocks were running like crazy just because the lawsuit was on the table. Most of them get dismissed, or they're still out there and going to take 10 years because the big company can, keep it in court for $10 million rather than give the guy $700 million. But in either case, it is huge. So they could have a lot of money sitting on the table, and they haven't said anything about money here. They're just talking about having their court and day and getting this short selling with the naked shorts done. So I think this could be hot. I just think it's a wild card that you should keep your eye on. And we'll jump into that chart here in a second. I'm just going to hit the other one since I've got it up here. AWIN. AWIN was a SPAC. I believe the ticker was PONI, Pony. There's a second Pony out there right now doing a second merger. Well, they've changed their ticker. They've changed their name. And what this company is this guy. It's this motorcycle that flies in the air. They've already got it made. And they just made a deal with the United Emirates, the United Arab Emirates. They are going to build the factory over there. And it looks like these rich Arabs are quite fascinated by this.
That is wild. That is wild.
Yeah.
I've seen it before, but this is new footage, and that is just wild.
I'm thinking, since I was in the military, there could be problems with sand. There's a lot of moving parts here, so they're going to have to put a lot of work into it if they want to use it in the desert. But this came on the market, all SPACs do, at $10. You see what the price is right now?
I mean, I can't believe it's down that low.
So I don't see anything bad here. Originally, from what I remember, my brother-in-law was into the warrant on this, and there was a deal that as soon as it got on the market as AWIN, the deal got canceled. I can't find that information. But whatever it was, the news that just came out, there. Erwin's Vault Investments conducted flight demonstration to Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. And they say that they are actually going to build the factory over there. They've got people who are backing them up and giving them the money for it. I see this as a hot product. I see the right people are attracted to it. These things cost $700,000 a piece right now.
Wow.
So you've really got to. So like I said,
I might have to wait a couple of years, John. I'm going to wait a couple.
They said they are building a smaller one right now to be something like $150,000. But in either case, they've targeted the right market. People who've got money to waste, because who actually needs one of these? It's just something you're going to want. So in either case, I think it is a hot product. I think they've got the right market, and I think the price is ridiculous now. So I've just been picking up shares with my leftover money at the end of the day. It's like, hey, I got $8 left over. Let me buy 8 shares of AWIN. And I'm just accumulating it very slowly because I don't think it's going to stay down here that long. Technology is hot. And who else is competing against them with an air bike? I don't think there is. So you want to take a quick look at those charts for us, Lily?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and show GTII. So on this one, you can see we mapped it before, of course. We've been watching this one for a while. And this is the 4-hour chart, so the last 6 months. And what was interesting is where it fell, just right outside the trend line. But I always, when it does that, I'll put a little line at the very bottom. And this is around the time we were looking at it last time. I think I even said that it's building up from here. It looks like it'd be a good entry. Right. I can't remember for sure. Either way, it's doing, considering how much it was hit down, it's doing really well. Nice little uptrend here, and now it's gotten back into its original channel. So if we go closer, the last 5 minutes, 5 days, you can see this is where it's coming into the channel. So this is normal movement, but it looks like the market, because we went from $1.67 to $2.28. The market is very happy with the news of those lawsuits.
Yeah, and
they're taking action.
And something else I didn't mention, GTII is giving us a dividend. They have a 1 for 10 dividend because they want to give us shareholder value. Problem is, it's a restricted share. I don't know what the heck you do with a restricted share, but hold it. Put it on your wall as a piece of artwork. We have problems with people who are holding shares. I own one. They're restricted shares, and all you can do is put them in your bank, keep them in your brokerage, and hold them. So I'm not quite sure what that's all good for, but we do have that coming. It's one of the things here. But my point is that when the more news comes out about them suing these hedge funds, this could be far beyond growth. This could explode. It could literally explode. And you could maybe possibly see a game when all the shorters start being identified. Get out quick. They're going to find us.
Well, what I like right now, John, is that the SMAs, the one that I day trade with, a 13-day is trying, it's staying above that 50. The 50 is above the 100, and the 100's above the 200. It's very healthy right now. So it looks really good. I always
say they're laid out perfectly.
Yeah. Really nice, because this is your 1-day 5-minute chart right here. This was the movement for today. So very nice.
How is AWIN looking?
Let's go to AWIN.
A little bit of motion today. I was watching her jump around the 90s.
Okay. So it looks like I've mapped where I've charted this. I keep saying mapped, like I'm going on a journey. I'm going on a journey, you guys. Okay. So the last 180. Oh, okay. So we don't have to go back that far. We'll go back to 20-day, 1 hour. And we went ahead and pulled it up from there. And it dropped out of that channel I put it in. But you can see it built back up. And then it tested. It went all the way back to the top of that channel and couldn't quite do it. God. So this is where you would start a new channel right here to see what it's going to do. Yep. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and do that right now. And I'll get rid of the old one so it's not confusing, you guys. But yeah, it looks good. It's building up now. See, and that's what it looks like.
Good reason to. It's got, it's going to be down the road. They don't have a factory yet.
Look at that.
They're not manufacturing. And that's the thing. These SPACs are supposed to be making deals with revenue-making companies. So where's their revenues coming?
Well, this looks good as it's trying to build back up. I like this movement we've had here lately. The 1-day, 5-minute, I'll go to the 5-minute. Look at that. It's just beautiful. So what it's trying to do now, your 13-day is under. It fell back under the 50. We have a nice spike here, but it's still it's building up. When you see it starting to approach the 50 and retake it, it's still looking good at that point, okay?
And your PPO and your ADX down at the bottom are doing the milk bottle routine. They're opening up. Whenever you see that open up, the price is climbing.
Yep, and it's starting to climb. That's exactly what it looks like. So this one's doing really well. I mean, for it to be a SPAC and fall all the way from $10, that is just amazing to see it at this level.
Right. That's why I figure even if I only have a small hold, and I'm not in a hurry to get it back. It's just leftover money. It's pocket.
Well, I'm assuming you're familiar with their financials and stuff like that. You've already looked into all that. Are they doing pretty well there, or are they struggling? Because I can't believe it's that low.
I haven't. I'm going to be honest with you. I've not done a deep dive because I haven't invested anything serious in them. I'm just looking at a basic common sense recovery because it is so low, because it's hot tech, because they're working with the rich nation who's now giving them the money. I just figured, this is one with a little bit of patience. It could easily go back up to $10, which is 1,000% gains on whatever I've got sitting in there with a little bit of patience. So
I would like to see it reclaim that dollar and hold it so we can start doing some serious movement back up.
Yeah, and it does have to get over $1 just because it's on the major exchange and with the minimum bid price requirement. Can't stay under here for too long. It'll end up on the OTC. That's not where I want to see it.
We don't want that.
No.
I'm going to put your stream back on. Back to you, John.
All right. I got a safe page up for us, so I won't drive you into any convulsions. All right. Belmore, first come, first serve, BDPT. Boy, some of these are tough to say. I noticed this one this morning. She had news come out today, and she was hot this morning. I put out a post about it, Twitter, Discord, maybe Facebook. Bioadaptives. She, look at that price. That is a juicy price. 0011. My brother-in-law just realized how advantageous it is buying a stock at this price, because to make money, it's the least amount of movement. To get the 0022, it's nothing, and that's 100% gains. Buy it at 008. It's got to go all the way to $0.015 before you're going to get double. So yeah, I love these prices. Now that's not the only reason to buy in, but if it comes down to making money, you're weighing up the odds. Maybe now is the best time to get in. Look at that, 120% gains today. I only looked at it in the morning. Shell risk. This means that they're not making any money, but they're in business, which isn't a good thing. You don't want to see somebody doing work for nothing. And they've got all the green ticks over here and look fine. They're current. They had news come out today. Bioadaptives announces signing of a letter of intent with World Wellness for the launching of weight management system, including, of course, AI-supported body composition measuring app. And I read
like
through
that.
this. It is an app that comes on your phone. They've already got a few of these BMI apps where you can take a picture of yourself and somehow they computate what your body mass index is. But the AI is doing a better job of it. And I'm not sure how much information that they're getting, but weight management is a huge business, especially in America, folks.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry to say, it is huge business. So I would expect, look, it comes down, can I just take a pill? Can I just push a few buttons? Can I watch a video? Is there something I can do to lose weight besides not eat? So I think if there's any hope at all that this can help with that problem, this is going to be hot. So that's probably why it had so much attention today. Share structure on the company, $250 million, I'm presuming. That's what it looks like there. Financials for the company, very light. Made about $20,000 last year and probably going to do that this year. So they need to be making money. So that's what I would be seeing this as. Not only is it a hot product, but it's going to change the shell risk to normality. I don't think there's anything else here to consider. We got any financials or anything here? What's this? They putting some shares on the market. What is this? They've got a meeting. Okay, so that's just about a meeting. So that's what you got going on. They've signed a deal. They're getting a hot weight management AI product that's going to be able to help with, looking at your body, conversing with you. I don't know. Obviously, I've never been into weight management. Trying to find it is a problem for me. The rest of you, give it up. Quit hanging on to it the way you are. Some of us out here are hurting for it. All right. What is BDP?
You ready?
I am. I don't want to say that.
So this one had some really good movement. Now, this is a 4-hour chart. So it doesn't look like much happened, but I had to show this because where we started picking up at was this low of 0005. So we were in the 000s not long ago. And this is some nice movement here. Notice I made this blue because when we get closer, you're going to see why. You see where it broke out. This is the new channel right here. Yep. But look where it bounced on the top of the old one, which is exactly what I expect it to do. So I like this setup. If it was to give that up and go back into that old channel, I would be done with this one for now. Mm-hmm. But it looks good. But what I can say with the news you just said, John, I think that little key word was used, those little hot trigger words, which is AI. So everybody seems to like that AI. I mean, Meta's getting into that. Everybody's starting to throw money at AI. Instead of NFTs and all this stuff, they've pretty much dropped that. Now we're all about AI, which I was already all about it.
AI is supposed to increase everybody's revenues. That's the whole point.
Exactly. So
make it strong.
And that could have been what this move was, just that. So just keep an eye on it. And if it wants to drop back into those triple zeros, then be a little bit more cautious there. But it's pretty nice. It's already given up the 50 from this big old spike here. I would wait for it to build back up. This is my 13 SMA, build back up towards that 50. And if it's going to break out over that, then it looks like it's going to continue, guys. So that's what you watch for. Back to you, John.
Thank you, Lily. Stay warm out there. All right. Next one we got up here comes from Jerome Horace. Hello, John and Lily and Belmore. Belmore beat me. Yeah, she did. She beats everybody. She beats me. You got to check D-Lock. We can. And just a footnote about that AI stuff. AI is hot right now. And people are throwing the word around. And just to let you know that AI, OpenAI, Chat GPT, there was a live show on TV about a week ago, and they asked it 20 questions with obvious answers that we knew the answers to. It got all 20 of them wrong.
Really?
It did.
Really? I'd like to see that. You're going to have to link me to that.
And it was basically the fact that the AI, like one of the questions was this anchor woman that's doing the interview. What do you know about her? And it says, well, she's from here, she's this old, and she works for CBS. Well, she didn't. She worked for NBC. Well, the AI doesn't consider that a important detail. It doesn't see the nouns as relevant to you and I. So
that makes sense.
Consider that a problem. Well, I was reading the other day, there are new AIs out there. One just came out of China, and they're pairing these AIs up with each other. They have in-house AIs. You have Chat GPT, and you've got Baji, I think, that's coming out of China, and they're bringing them all together to work together. So if you really want to start watching companies that are going to run, look for these companies that are bringing multiple AIs. You thought one was going to be hot? The more the merrier. All right.
Yeah, I do look for it to do really well, and it's definitely in the future. They're going to continue to use it. It's going to continue to get better.
It is, until it rules the world.
Well, let's hope it doesn't go that far. No Skynet, please. No Skynet.
All right, we got a 000 here. This is good. 0007. Oh, thank God it's not under 5. Those are pretty much not worth looking at. And look at this, Shell Risk. So that means they're in business. They're actually doing something. They're just not making any money doing it. What do they declare they're doing? Is a developer of cell tower sites for 5G revolution. All right, if you thought building 4G towers was good money, 5G towers is better because 5G's got to be a lot closer. I mean, you got to see each one between. You've got to see them. So they're doing a lot of that. Presuming that's what they're still doing. A lot of these companies that aren't making revenues, that are real cheap, that are shell risks, go through a change of operation. What it was they were trying to do, they didn't do right, so they try again. And Lily and I see a lot of this, and we're tired of, hop, skipping, jumping around. Pick something, do it. Do it.
Absolutely.
They got any news here? All right, this is what I found. I couldn't find any news here, right? And I couldn't find any disclosures. We have not been jumping around the rest of the way. There's more DD. There's, a lot more to look at.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got Google. I've got Twitter. Well, I did have a chance to jump over here, and there was something that came out today for D-Lock. D-Lock focuses as 5G wireless network, and they've got some information here. Network Pioneer gains rights to 10,000 pre-qualified wireless cell sites. Now, I haven't jumped into that, but that's a huge number. They got rights to 10,000 pre-qualified wireless cell sites. Looks like it's room for more due diligence. Now, I'm not quite sure when this came out and why we couldn't find it anywhere else. And you've got to be careful. This came out just a couple of days. This came out today. Now, this is actually an article, and I can almost guarantee you come down to the bottom, there'll be some fine print that they got paid to write this up.
I mean, it's possible. What's the site?
Newsy Trends. It looks
so that's what they're called. Okay, yeah.
But what they'll do is they'll take all the information and hype it up a little bit. They're not going to lie, but they're going to repeat it. They're going to show it to you from different angles. Yeah. But you get every piece of the picture. You just get it from a lot of different views. It feels like they're amateurs at doing this stuff, but they're trying to hype you up. But that's what's going on with the company. I couldn't find anything else to actually talk about. Share structure, over $500 million. That's nothing to get excited about. And her financials, $23,000 at the end of last year, and she's too embarrassed to show us what she's doing now.
Unless they got something going on. This one right here is just, it's not quite ready, but you can keep an eye on it because I'm sure they got more in the works.
You can go ahead and show us the chart now. I'm expecting to see a bar chart.
No, not quite, but it's a downtrend. So what right here, we went from 0027 and we fell down to 0004. That's a lot. This is the 4-hour last 6 months. And right here, it's just kind of straight across. A lot of consolidation here. It's not really doing much of anything. Your 5-day, 5-minute, it spiked a little bit, but you got to remember, it's still in the channel. So this is 0004 to 0008. That's pretty much what it did, I think, today, which is probably from that news article. So, and I mean, the volume seems to be a little consistent, but not much. You had a spike here and not much else after that. So it may not hold up in this area. Right now, your 13 SMA has crossed over, but your 50 still hasn't crossed over your 100 yet. And I don't even see the 200 at this point. So I keep an eye on it. It's not quite ready just yet. And it'll probably come back and revisit, and let's see if it's going to build up from here. But if not, then the move's over.
It's doing a lot more movement in the 000 zone than I would expect. I mean,
that was good movement. I mean, that was doubling right there.
Yeah, it's not just going straight across like we normally see. So
yeah, I mean, it's just getting started though. So that's why I can't tell you. Is it going to keep building? Is it going to go straight across? Is it going to fall down? This is one I would keep my eye on.
Yeah,
because it can move pretty quickly at this price. Yeah, and you definitely need the liquidity in this type of stocks. When they're at the 000s and stuff, you need to have the liquidity. Careful how much you buy, and because you might buy too much and can't get it sold. So be careful with that. Research that first. All right, back to you, John.
All right, I think I'm going to grab that one. But before I jump, I'm not skipping you. I know I have one more here. Where did I put it? It is Frigate. That's right, Frigate, FRGT. Who was it? Wes. Thank you, Wes.
Yes, Wes.
I suppose it's really not frigate. It is freight. It just looks like frigate, Okay, there should be an H there if I was going to say freight. In either case, this is 17 cents. It had a little bit of gain today, about 1.5%. Penny stock on the NASDAQ. Flashing warning here, folks. She's under $1. First thing you need to concern yourself with, and I'll come back to the news here, is her filings. See if she has, and we don't have time to go through all of them. They don't mark them. That wasn't a good one to see.
What is it?
Reverse split.
Oh,
approved a 1 in 10 reverse split. They just approved that. Begin trading on tomorrow.
When did that news come out, John?
Well, the news came out. Where'd that filing go?
Or when did they remind them about it?
The filing came out today, and the reverse split is tomorrow morning.
It's so funny because it started just dropping off around the beginning of March, and then definitely after March the 8th, it kept trailing down. Like most people knew this was coming.
And there's another one. Well, this came out on the 6th. They have another 6K telling us about this reverse split.
Okay.
However, right here in the middle of all these 6Ks, we got a couple investors. Your 13 Gs are when they take on new partners. This person is ATW Opportunities up there. They tell you how many shares they got. That's 750,000. And this person now owns 4.6% of the company. And looks like there's more of them. Here's another one. Here's another one. That's 3. That's 4. There's 4 people. So you've got just out of that 13G, you've got 4 new investors that are partners and have voting rights in this company. And you've got another one here. But as I was saying, I was going through the 6Ks to see if there was a warning here from the NASDAQ. And this is what you've got to do. Now, the chart will give it away. It'll tell you if you've been under $1 for 6 months, you've been warned. and you've got 6 months to get it up over $1 for 10 straight days, or you're going to end up on the OTC. You're going to be saying goodbye to all your big, expensive friends. But back to the news. Now that we know they got a split coming, so when it runs tomorrow, it's not because of this news. Let's see. We've got 2 pieces of news here, and look, one was about the split. Freight Technologies announces that reverse split and takes action to regain NASDAQ compliance. There's everything. I don't have to look for that 6K telling us they're in trouble. They were in trouble. The only way they could fix it, we're not pushing the price up organically. They have to do a reverse split to get back up over $1 and keep their butt off the OTC. It's an emergency move. They're not doing it because they're greedy. They're not doing it because, of anything except to save their hide and stay on the NASDAQ. If they go off, it'll be a while before they get back on, and it'll cost them a lot more money to get back up there. So this is the best way to do it. It hurts. It's painful, but it's the best thing they can do.
All right, you ready?
Look like now. You said it was already starting to dip.
Well, here's the thing. Okay. So if we go back to the last 6 months, you can see there was a lot of buildup. It even spiked out of this trend.
Yeah.
So, but now we're starting to trend down. So, and I wanted to show that because your 1 hour chart, you can see where it dropped off. Like I said, around March the 8th, it starts dropping off, and it's not going to reclaim this trend line. So because of the reverse split, did you say it's happening tomorrow, John?
Yeah, I'm looking at the share structure right now, and I got to see. Normally it goes empty and blank when they're doing a split. I've got one number here. Outstanding shares is 7.5 million. Understand they're only going up 10, so they're taking 17 cents to $1.70. That's as far over $1 as they're going. Normally they would get a safer room.
That's not a lot.
No, they're in trouble. And now I don't know what their float is, but even if you're just working with outstanding shares, that brings it down to 750 million outstanding. You can't have that. On the NASDAQ, you have to have a minimum of 1 million shares. So now they're going to have to put more shares on the market.
They're going to have to delete or make an offer.
Yep, they're going to have to do a public offering behind the reverse split just to keep up with these minimums.
Yep, John's right on that. And if I'm so sorry, you guys. So sorry.
What?
I don't even know. Hold on.
Oh, did you lose yourself?
I hit the wrong button. Anyway, what John was saying, that if you're in this one, this is the one day. Oh, it's not even going to show me in 1 minute.
No, we can't see anything but your thinking.
No, because it's hold on. It's messing up. Hold on, John. I'm going to have to put you back on there.
We're going nowhere.
I'm going to put you back on there. So what John was saying, if you're in that particular one, FRGT, the split is going to mess with your average. Absolutely. So a lot of people do not play those. They wait until after. And you may see it run a little bit after because it's going to get a lot of attention in the morning when that split happens. People that don't know that it's split are going to think it's running, that it's moved up so much, and they'll probably play it a little bit. So just be aware of that. And then it's probably going to fall back down.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Those little, I don't know. It's scary to me, and yeah, it's really going to hurt your average. I mean, it's only 10, thank God. I've got one. I just went through another reverse split. I've got 70 shares left. It was a sub-penny stock, and they're $25 a share now. That's what my price is. They tell you it's the same value, but that's if somebody's willing to pay you $25. Nobody wants to buy my shares for that. And I think the price now is 3 cents. 3 cents?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. These reverse splits, don't let them con you into it's an equal value. No, you get screwed.
I mean, a forward split I'm okay with, but not a reverse split. No, I'm coming back later, baby.
Okay. You got another one there for me? I'm trying to keep up here.
I don't see another one unless I missed it, you guys. And if I did, I'm sorry. But I do see KGC.
KGC.
Graf Duke was asking about KGC.
KGC. We can look at KGC.
And thank y'all for, like Snook, thank for telling everybody to hit the like button. We really appreciate that. And that helps out John. And he puts a lot of work into his stuff, you guys. So yeah, y'all be there to support him.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of asking of.
Well, I'm going to say it, John, because I know how hard you work.
It's
so
better
just thank y'all for thinking about us.
Okay, KGC is barely a penny stock, $4.27.
Oh, he just did get it in.
She's on the New York Stock Exchange, and Kinross Gold is who she is. As you can see, she's making a ton of money here, as these major exchange stocks do. Remember, we got 3 zeros here. We got to put behind any of these numbers. So you're looking at $3.7 billion at the end of 2021. Quarterly, they still making that kind of money? Don't be bashful. Show us. Uh-oh. Something happened here. But this is 2017 through 2021. We're not even getting the recent quarterlies here. So I would have to do some more diving into this. Balance sheet on the quarterly. Well, we're getting something there on the quarterly. This isn't the annual. Total assets were $10.4 billion and total liabilities only $3.8 billion. So they're doing pretty well in that regard. Share structure for this stock. Can't tell you what the float is, but we're not used to seeing this. But this is 1.2 billion shares on a major exchange stock. Now, we always downplay stocks that have billions of shares on the OTC because it's diluted as hell. Well, it doesn't work that way when you start going the other direction. Look at Tesla, for example. I don't know how many shares they started off with. I do not know what their float is. But if they started off with 100 million and they went through that 5-to-1 forward split, well, their 500 million now becomes 2.5 billion. Then they have to do another forward split because the price is too high. They got to get that price back down to the consumer's level. So they do a 3-to-1. Now it's 3 times that 2.5 billion. Now you're up to 6 billion shares, just like that. So you got companies like Exxon, they got 28 billion shares. So no, it's not about dilution. It's about keeping it manageable sometimes.
That's true. That's true. But I will say that I like it when they do the forward splits. I like the ones that grow for me. You set it and forget it, and they keep growing. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, last thing we haven't looked at is the catalyst. What's got this thing moving, if anything? News or finance?
I mean, it from what I can see on the ticker for looking at the stock, it's gold, and I can only assume that's what's going on because of where our economy is right now. Because this chart is insane.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You know, and you have a lot of stocks that run on sympathy, for lack of a better word. Energy stock, this one energy company's running. These 3 have nothing to do with it. They're running too.
They'll run too.
That's the tailwind, and they're drafting. So go ahead and show us that chart. I'm interested to see what KG.
Sure. I'm going to add that to the stream for you real quick. Let me pull that back up. Okay. So this is the last 6 months, your 4 hour. You hit $3. I want to say, no, that's maybe 30 cents. No, that's $3. Yeah. Okay. And then it ran all the way to $4.93. But look at the movement on this. Up and down, stays in the channel. Then it falls out. And it fell out.
Wow.
February this year. February and right after that. Pretty much all of February, it fell out of that channel completely. And then it got a little worse, which was around March, beginning of March. So we hit 341 or so, and it's back in an uptrend. But I wanted to show y'all that it's broke back into its channel, the original channel. So that's good to know. Keep that in mind. And this is why I like it. The last 20 days, this is what it's been doing right here, and it's totally built up. And I think when it does come back down, this will be the bottom of the channel. But I don't look for it to let go of the older channel that it was in. If so, maybe by a little bit, not much, like 388, 386, something like that. And it's going to probably keep continuing. So that's what I'm thinking. I don't know for sure, John, because it does say it's Kinross Gold Corporation. I'm not sure exactly everything they do, but it has gold in the name. So maybe that's something to do with it. If we'll go back just a little bit further, the last 3 years, my goodness, look at this. It was at $10.32, came all the way down. I think it's uptrending now. You know, I think it's already came back and given back what it needed to, and then starting a new trend to go back to the upside, even though we've had some rough days right here. I like this one.
she could be catching the bottom of that swell just before it comes up and be riding it back up now. It's a good time to look at it.
One. And I could see we could have trouble probably right around the $5 area. You can get over that, you're going to be doing pretty good. But yeah, $4.98, $5 is going to be problematic for this one.
And if it is tracking with gold, I'm thinking gold's going to do quite well in the next couple of years. With inflation and everything, gold's going to take on more value, in my opinion.
It's very possible. I mean, really, when all this started happening, the market's going down, everybody was upset that gold, what's wrong with gold? It's not doing anything. What everybody didn't realize, though, is gold was already inflated at that time because of everything was going up. So it needed to cool off. And now I think it's finally starting to hit that bottom and starting to climb back up now. Okay, which one's next?
I'm going to bring up Reborn. If you want to pop me over, there you go. Reborn. Let's see. RB. How do we spell that one?
REBN?
Yeah.
REBN. There you go.
Tickers. It's one of the hardest things. Floats and tickers. Okay. Reborn Coffee. You are correct. It is the coffee one. You got the ticker right. So we're at 89 cents. We are on the major exchange, NASDAQ stock. Charts will tell us if we've been under $1 for more than 6 months. That is a concern. And the news will tell us too. They will let us know. Share structure. Don't know what the float is, but it's under 11 million. So we've got a low float, literally a low float on the company.
Wow.
Let's see.
11 million?
What?
11 million. That's what you said?
Yeah.
Dang.
Had a nice increase in revenues coming through COVID. People at home drinking coffee jumped from 793,000 to 2.2 million, and they got to keep the lion's share of that money. 2022 revenues are increasing little by little. They're getting stronger and stronger, as is their gains and profits. Let's see. Disclosures. Let's take a look at some catalysts here. Haven't had anything since January. There was an 8K, but don't think that's old news. Lingering news is something I look for all the time. Piece of news that came out a month ago that talks about something that's going to close at the end of this month. You missed it if you didn't read the old stuff. If you're only reading current, you're missing this stuff. Same goes with reverse splits. If you're going to get into a stock that has a lot of shares before, and it's going to be a long hold, go through go through Google, put in the words reverse split, consolidation. That's a tricky word they like to use instead of reverse split. And maybe 8 months ago, they announced a reverse split at management's discretion, which means they don't have to tell you when they do it. So you've got to go through filings. Just because they're old doesn't mean they're outdated. There could be something in the future that just hasn't happened yet. Let me see. What were we looking for here to see what this was? Yeah, we were. Nothing's jumping out here.
I'm having trouble on this one, John. I can only go back to August 22 on this chart.
This may have been, let's see if the news tells us anything. You know, they may have done a merger. They may have had something like that.
Yeah, I can't get back any further.
Reborn Coffee launches line of super premium cold brew coffees. That was a week ago. Reborn Coffee partners with Kona coffee producer, Bayview Farm. That was in February. Partners with Collective to expand brand in Malaysia and Indonesia. That's January. Adds retail locations in California and Korea. That's January. I mean, every single month they're doing something here that they're expanding more and more and more.
Well, I don't know if they actually put news out about what they're doing. A lot of companies will just be silent for months, 8 months at a time. And it's just, it's awful.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's just a product that they're selling through stores or if they're putting up coffee houses, which, my God, those things are popping up so bloody.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the next Starbucks or if it's just a product that they have that they put in those shops. But, I mean, coffee, for whatever reason, coffee is another vice, I think, and people will not give it up.
Oh, I'm addicted to it. I am addicted to coffee. I've been drinking it since I was 17. I drink at least 12 cups a day.
Good.
Honestly, and I'll drink a cup. It's like, oh, there's half a cup before I go to bed. Gulp, 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 and I go to bed. Don't bother me. Doctor told me to quit, and I said, fine, if you think so. So I gave it up. 6 days later, I still had this headache. 24/7, I had a headache. He says, it'll go away in a little more time. I said, you know what? Drinking coffee, I never felt pain. I never had a problem. Not drinking it is killing me. I'm going back to drinking coffee, and I drink my coffee.
I got to have something, Doc.
Common sense. I mean, why fight the obvious? All right. Was there anything else we missed over here? Disclosures, we jumped into that already, didn't we? Yeah, that was that
January.
Meeting they had, right. All right, so they are very busy. Their revenues are growing right now. Does the chart look promising at all?
No. So that's what I'm saying. This is August 22, and it fell from $12.45, and I can't tell you what happened before then because it will not show me.
Wow, what a drop.
Yeah, so it is on the NASDAQ, and I will show it because you can hardly see what's happening. I'll show it closer. It's on a small uptrend for the last 6 months, and it's holding this trend line. So, yeah, it's out of it just a little bit, but if you see where the bottom's at, which is around 80 cents, it has not given that back up. And, gosh, since, we'll use this one, since beginning of March 10th. So it spiked, it gave it right back, but it did not break down through this. So it could be building up. Now, all your SMAs are all twisted. They're twisted and twisted. I don't like them like that.
No, I don't like that either. I stay away from twisted.
I don't like them like that at all. I don't like them on top, the 200 and the 100. I stay away from it. But this is one I would watch because it is still respecting this channel. However, sitting at 80 cents, even though it spiked above it, it didn't do it long enough, though, you guys. It's got to stay on there for like 20 days or something. So it's still under warning to probably reverse split or something like that. So keep that in mind. So it's still at risk for that. But it is respecting this channel. So quick plays, maybe if you have enough volume and liquidity on a day, why not play it? But right now, I'm not really seeing that. So I just keep an eye on this one. It has potential, but we don't know what's happening just yet. They have some news like every month, but nothing that seems to be really taking off. And I think you said their financials wasn't that great just yet. But I think they're building. I think they're trying. And it's a hard market right now with this economy.
It is. It is. If you see someone going sideways, at least they're not falling.
No, they're not falling.
That's all you
not
can
anymore.
say. They're not falling.
But if they announce something like a reverse split or something like that, it's very possible it could spike and then fall. Just be aware of that, or make sure you know what's going on with this one before you play it. All right. Which one we got next?
Well, you're probably not going to like this one. I can guess what the chart's going to look like. We are going to take a look at
I already know.
HCMC.
I played this one a long time ago.
For the life of me, I was trying to remember this stock, HCMC. I was trying to remember this stock.
Had the lawsuit, isn't it?
This is the one that had a vaping product, a vaping unit that they said it's not Pall Mall, is it? It's that big PM.
Morris Phillips. Philip Morris. Whichever one. Is it? Okay.
And Philip Morris, they were suing for $700 million, and the stock was running just because of the hype of how much money's coming in. I think it got dismissed. But in either case, that was my whole point to GTII. Now, in my vantage point then, HCMC was suing a very rich company. They wanted $700 million. What would be so easy for Philip Morris to just throw $10 million at the lawyer and say, keep this tied up for 10 years, rather than give in to $700 million to HCMC. The hedge fund thing with GTII, this is totally different. This involves the entire market. This involves entire businesses, all the investors. This is going to be huge. This isn't just an infringement between one company and one person. This is going to be giant. So if HCMC got all that attention, and I remember she was at the top of my scanning chart.
I played it.
She was doing so much volume. It was unbelievable.
It was unbelievable. But I got out of it too because I was not going to place my eggs all in that basket saying, we're going to court.
Now, of course, one of the reasons she does so much volume is that bloody low price. You can buy 1 million shares for $1 with $100.
Yep.
1 million shares. So how hard is it to do 158 million shares? 158 people bought $100 worth. Now, of course, they probably didn't get it for no 00001, but you get my drift. They accumulate real quick when the price is that bloody cheap. And look, 53% gain because she got that 5 right there. The number that shouldn't exist on our charts because we only go that deep. Do you know on Thinkorswim, on my trading form where it shows me the price, the bid, the ask, how much I paid, Thinkorswim does not go below 001. So if I buy anything for 0008, they round it up to 001 on my cost, on my price average. They average it all up to 001.
I haven't bought one down that low in a long time, but and I do it when I do my buys. I'm on TD Ameritrade. You can use either one, you guys.
Right.
Thinkorswim or TD Ameritrade, but I have never had a problem with that. It might have went up just a little bit because I have some fees with it, but I'm still in the triple zeros. It's never done that to me.
Another thing most people probably don't know that I ran into, buying on the OTC, your initial first purchase must be done through the website TD Ameritrade. You cannot buy it on TOS, not your initial purchase. After you've made one purchase, you can buy it on TOS, but that first purchase has got to be done on the website. At least that's the way they treat me.
Well, I always do it with the TD Ameritrade. I just do my charting with Thinkorswim.
Oh, God.
Look at that share structure.
Oh, my God. Look at that float. 321 billion shares. I think that is the hugest float I've ever seen.
That was the problem last time too, John. That's why I was like, I am cutting this. I went ahead and took my gains and got out. I knew. And we had a lot of volume. That's why it did what it did. And it was amazing. But nowhere is that going to happen again, especially in this market. Not going to happen.
Now, the company is making money. Now, I haven't looked at HCMC in quite a while. The last time I remember looking at her, she had a couple of stores, some health food stores, brick and mortar. I think she had 3 of them. And she was selling some of her own products in those stores. She had some vape stores. I think she had quite a few of them, but started to get rid of them. Also had a vape product, and they were selling them pre-packed. They were coming with cannabis with them. It was supposed to be the next big thing. And I don't know what happened to that. It just kind of phased away. And of course, he was, his vitamins. Yeah, they had a new line of vitamins come out and he wanted all of his investors to just buy a couple bottles. He says, look, as many investors as we got, you know how much money that'll be? The revenues will go up. We'll all make money. The stock will go up. And it's like, dude,
not with that share structure.
You got to cut it out. So but up to this point, I mean, that was well over a year ago.
Oh, it was a long time. I remember what you're talking about. I'll show you exactly where it's at. If you're ready to see the chart, I'll show you.
Well, so you can see they are making money.
Well, that's good.
So it's not like they're at a 0001 price with 321 billion and not making any money. At least they've got some money coming in. Do they actually have any catalysts? This is something we haven't looked at. Selling shares. Of course, you're selling shares. Healthier Choice Management. When did this come out? A month ago. Announces confidential submission of registration statement for the spin-off of its natural foods, grocery, and wellness business. Okay, so he wants to spin it out. I don't know if he's planning that. We haven't jumped into this. Is it going to be a spin out just onto the OTC? I mean, does he have enough assets to spin something out onto the NASDAQ? Really?
No.
So he's got a spin out, he says, and it's going to be of those natural foods grocery stores I was just telling you about, and his wellness business, which is probably the vitamins as well. What that's going to leave left over for this company, probably exactly what you see there. It'll probably be worth 0001 then. I'm sure it's worth more now, but after this spin out. But I would do some due diligence because every spin out gets you dividends. It gets your free shares in the stock if you think the new company's worth anything. I'm not being mean to the company. I've just not seen a whole lot going on, and I've known about this company for a long time, and it just doesn't seem to be getting anywhere. That's the problem.
Their share structure really hurts them. It really does.
Last thing to look at is our filings. We've got some insiders buying or selling. They're selling. Look at that at 0001. How desperate is the management if they're selling at 0001? My God. And how many did they sell? I'm having a hard time with this number. It looks like about 90, 150 mil, 100. It could be a billion. There's a lot of zeros there. Can you guys tell me how many zeros are there? We got 3. There's another 3. So you're talking
90 million.
Yeah, and there's 2.5 billion. So you're talking about 3 billion shares. The insiders sold at the cheapest absolute price you can sell on the open market. And this other 4, they were in a hurry. Now, is that the same one? Let me hit the top one. Nope, there's another sale. And who's doing this? Santi Christopher, the COO and president. Look, folks. It doesn't look good when the top man sells for the bottom price. That's the worst picture in the world. So personally, this is just my opinion. If I'm offending anybody, I'm sorry. But there's a lot better stocks you should be considering, in my opinion.
Yes, absolutely.
What's the chart look like? Does it look like it's been down there for a while?
Oh, yeah, it has. So this is a 3-year. So you can see the run it did take. This was back in February 21.
Of course it was.
It was building up, and that's where it hit its high of 0065 and gave it all back. So, but there was a lot of talk of court. There was a lot of talk of this patent and this lawsuit with Philip Morris and all that stuff. So, you know, and that's where I jumped in, was back here when it was doing this, and I got out somewhere around this range. Either way, one of the things I didn't like about it, even though it had all that hype, was the share structure. If for any reason, because if for any reason we lost that volume, it was going to do this. And that's exactly what it's been doing. This is your barcode. That's all it's doing. That's all it's been doing.
You know what I'm surprised is that he hasn't done 3 or 4 reverse splits in the last couple of years.
I'm shocked. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't do it. I mean, if he's willing to sell at 0001, I mean, I don't know. I don't like that at all. That doesn't give you much faith and confidence in the company. Please. And this is your 1-hour chart. We have nothing but a picket fence here, and we might be hitting 0002. It spikes there and sells right off because, believe me, you have orders sitting there to sell it. So, yes, you could double your money here, but it's going to be hard for you to grab it at 0001. It is going to be hard for you to grab it there.
Yeah, good luck with
somebody has it there and sells it here to you, and they double their money. So I don't like this one at all.
You buy these shares, they are thinner than paper. I mean, they couldn't even mail you a share because it's too thin.
Yep, and that's your daily chart right there. This is your 1 minute today's chart. This is all it's been doing, you guys. Nothing else. You would need volume, hype. You would need a lot of volume and liquidity in here to start moving this type of stock. And believe me, if you like this one, you will know. You will know when that's happening because it won't look anything like this.
If you like
you'll probably have plenty of time to get into it.
If you like this stock, I got a dozen more just like it I can show you.
Exactly. They're all over the OTC. So, I mean, I hate it that it didn't work out, and a lot of people got stuck holding on that one, thinking that something more was coming. But no, I don't like it here at all. It needs to build up. You'll be able to tell. You'll be able to tell. This will change. So back to you, John.
All right, we got one stock left with just minutes to spare. Perfect timing. You guys,
I think we missed a couple, you guys, and I'm so sorry if we did.
I don't think we missed anybody. If I did, it was completely accidental, so I do apologize. All right, we're going to talk about an old favorite here, HNRC. HNRC, we're still waiting on that dividend for WDHI, the spin out. That should be coming anytime soon. It's been a whole quarter since they promised to give it to us. We thought it would be a week, a month. Now we're up to 90 days. Honestly, everything has been verified by everybody. Everything's in place. We're just waiting on FINRA, and FINRA is not as transparent as anybody else.
Oh my gosh.
So we don't know what the hell is going on. Personally, I think they need to come out with a transparent sheet once a month. These are the dividends we're working on. Supposedly should be out by this date. These are the splits. Whatever the heck they're doing, we should know. If we got to be transparent, if the companies have to be transparent because they want us to be, they should be too. So we're still waiting on FINRA. HNRC did come out with a financial, and it was good. As a matter of fact, they said they reevaluated their assets. The last time they did this, a quarter ago, they said that it showed that the stock should be at $1.05 value. Yeah, the one we're talking about here, not the dividend, this one. This should be at $1.05. We're at 16 cents. Well, in this one, they have reassessed and they said now it should be $1.35.
Oh, wow.
Well, I don't know if it was this, because this is an in-house quote. And I've seen a lot of companies do this. Holding companies will break down every subsidiary and get the values, add them all up and come out and say, this is what we're really worth. Though it says market cap over here, this is what we're worth.
Believe me.
Now, honestly, folks, I know people like market caps, but to me, I know I may get some grief here. I think it's the most worthless number in the world. It's like comparing chicken eggs to turtles. Look, this stock, this company, or the last one, had 321 billion shares. If it reaches a penny, well, you multiply the price times the shares. That's its market cap. Well, if somebody has a super low float and their price is real high, the one has all the extra shares and is a junk stock. Sorry, I didn't mean to put it that way. It's going to look better. It's not right. All they got to do is a reverse split and the market cap changes just that fast. It completely changes. So I don't like the market
that's
cap.
the thing. This is what the market cap's valuable for, is for you to determine what around the area the price should be. So there's a lot of them that are overpriced that should only be, 10 bucks. John and everybody else needs to be, okay, it's worth 10, but it's 21. Do I want to buy it up here? So what I usually do is wait for it to come back down to that area. If it starts dipping down, I kind of make a thing in my head, like I want to buy it at this price, and I will not buy it until it's there. So that's where the market cap helps me. I hope you heard all that. Sorry.
Yeah. You did start blinking out a bit, but you came right back in.
Yeah, you were blinking on me, so I was like, I must be blinking too.
So these in-house prices normally don't push the stock as hard as an analysis like E.F. Hutton or, some big name saying it. Then all of a sudden, you read it, you go to the stock, you're too late. Because everybody else read it too, and it's done moved. It's done hit.
It's already hit it.
Really, you got to get up early if you want to catch those. Honestly, you've got to be up pre-market. You've got to be there at 4 or 5 in the morning, and that's when it's going to run. And people will take their gains and it'll come back down, and you'll go, how come it's not running on the news? Slow burn. But this is what we had. So they had lots of good information come out. It is affecting the price. The price has been climbing. She's bouncing a little. We can't expect straight up all the time. So she is growing. Is she going to hit $1.35? Well, that's really up to us, right? I mean, they've got assets. They've got property in Texas. They supposedly have 33 million. Yeah, it has to be million. Can't be billion barrels of oil in the ground. So they've got all that going on. I think once the dividend comes out, the sentiment on the company will change. I see that a lot when companies don't follow through, even if it's not their fault. If it's not happening,
upsetting.
Yeah, people just don't trust the company. And there's a lot of other companies to consider in the meantime. But they look in good shape to me. I am holding. I have not sold. Most people didn't sell. We all got stuck holding a bag. It was up to 84 cents just before the record date on the 16th. And a lot of people sold on the 14th and the 15th. And you say, why would they do that? They missed their shares. Because it takes 2 days for the transaction to get into the system. We tell you, buy your shares 2 days before the cutoff date, because it may not be in the system. Even though you own them, it doesn't show up and you won't get your shares. Well, people reverse engineered that and said, well, if I sell them the day before, it won't be in the books yet until after. So I'm going to sell them at the high price, still get my dividend, and not have to worry about this, what we're going through right now.
I wonder if that worked out for them, because I have no idea.
We've got 2 people who are going to actually let me know,
Okay.
Honest, I'd like to know if that really works.
Good theory, but who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? So, we're not usually the ones that end up at top, so I can't see it working for us, but maybe. Anyway, let's show that chart. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Sorry, I'm just all interrupting. Let's show that chart, you guys. Hold on. So it's in a downtrend, you know, and I've looked at it before. We've already talked about it. Overall downtrend. But, you know, from recently, this was already here. So that means recently, I'll go to the last 20 days, 1 hour. We've been in the uptrend since 0.062. So it is uptrending, but it's still in the overall downtrend. That's what these blue lines are. The top one you can't see anymore. But here it is. Oh, I might can make it where you can see it. Okay, never mind. It's not cooperating. Nope. All right, so it did break out of this uptrend, and it's kind of below it right here. You see that?
Yeah.
We're still in the overall downtrend. So will it pick it back up? Maybe. But the 13 SMA has lost the 50, and now it's headed towards the, oh my gosh, it's headed towards, yeah, that's the 100. Okay. Basically, say, don't tell me it's headed towards the 200. Okay. Yes, it's headed towards the 100. Right now it's holding there. So if it will, it'll kind of do a consolidation period, and it'll wait for that 50 to catch back up, and then it'll start moving it back above it and starting to straighten out the SMAs. They got to be in order, you guys. That's very important. So either that or it's going to come down and meet the 200, revisit that. So right now, currently it's sitting right below it, so it may pick back up, but that's where I would watch it. But overall, you're still in a downtrend with this one. And I really think what John said is true. Once that dividend stuff gets worked out, I think this one's going to act a lot better.
Did you see what they did to us, Lily?
What happened?
Right here, starting at 449, the ticker started pouring in.
I did see that, and I was like, I am so sorry. We're not going to be able to get to all of y'all. Where have y'all been? Where have y'all been?
You guys are funny, real funny.
I know, right? I did see that, and I was like, oh, I don't want to break their hearts.
It's a conspiracy, I tell you.
But here's the thing, you guys. Tonight is taco night, and I've got to cook them. So
are we invited?
Get started. Or you come on down anytime.
Yeah.
You come on down, but we're having tacos.
Your address right down there in the comments, so we'll be right on over.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. But I mean, we're here every Thursday at 4, you guys, and y'all can even come in because the link's posted before time. You can come in and drop those tickers that you're trying to give us last minute. Go ahead and drop them in there, even if you can't be here. You can always
give me a heads up. I actually get a little more time. I can do a little more. I know I breeze through these, but we're trying to do as many as we possibly can. And I don't want to overlook stuff, but occasionally I do miss stuff. So I apologize if it's a little blotchy. But hopefully we are sharing enough information with you that you don't feel like you're wasting your time.
No. I mean, we're here to check them out. You want to put them in there and leave, set it and forget it, come back next Thursday and watch it at 12 in the morning, whatever. It'll be there.
12 in the morning. If you get it
in there.
12 in the morning. We know
for the next day. Early Thursday. But it'll be there. If you need to do that, do it. We don't mind looking at them for you.
Thank you for hanging with us, folks.
No problem.
We hope to see you here next week. Bring in those tickers. We'll talk about them. I know you like to talk about the tickers you own, but I can't find any light in the dark tunnel. If you didn't see any light, chances are we're not either. So I would really like to see you guys bring me some tickers from your own DD. Do some charting. See if you can find some charts that you think are hot and you want some due diligence done so that we can all make some money. And then we can say, Snookaroo made me this money.
That's right.
That's right. Got me that money. Belmore did that. Yeah.
And y'all have brought us some good ones, but John's right. You know, that's what we're all here to do is look at what sometimes you get into some trouble. We're here to help, but we also want to make money. So you bring it to us. We're going to check it out, and we're all going to make a game plan. Okay.
We'll see you next
John,
week.
Thanks so much.
Same channel, same people. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What do I do?